Hello, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World. Well, this is what we have planned for this Friday evening. Some of you have sent me well wishes. My wife's not been feeling the best. I had to cancel Fall In, and family comes first. My wife comes before wargaming. So what we're doing tonight is my Bill Molyneux Game Company. Most of my games are now been revamped, new boxes. Some of them have been tweaked. The French Indian War Volume 1 and 2, which is Bloody Mohawk, Savage Wilderness. The War of 1812 with 40 scenarios will be out next week. The Brandywine game. And everything I make from my games, I put back into them for historic sites. So our first historic site that received the French Indian War Volume 1 and 2, they got 2 copies of each, is Fort Dobbs in North Carolina. And believe it or not, someone in upstate New York donated $100 for me to send them a couple games. They actually got 4 at wholesale pricing. If you know of a museum or historic site, let them know about my games, introductory level. So, the Maryland Veterans Museum in La Plata. I was able to get enough of you to watch my channel that YouTube will be paying me in a couple weeks a little over $100, and we'll be donating that to the Maryland Veterans Museum in La Plata, Maryland. Now, the next thing we have coming up is we're going to play test Wyse Forks Battle Game. It's in Kinston, North Carolina, 1865. I've been helped by several people that work at the Neuse Museum, the CSS Neuse, the only ironclad above water, Confederate ironclad. Mr. Wade, retired lieutenant colonel, who's written many books and a tour guide for that region. So tonight I'm going to do a play test of the game. The board game is purely a play test, map, counters, and everything. But it might be interesting to see how a play test goes. So get a beer, get a glass of wine, and we're going to play 1865, the Battle of Wyse's Forks. All right. Well, here we go. And we have our CSS Neuse is out here. This is the Neuse River. Kinston's out here. We have General Bragg with an odd rule with him. Odd, he gives a +1 to the Confederates combat. And on an even roll, when he is used each turn, he's a -1. We have our different units along this stream. The church, the mill is over here. Now, this play map here, this is a play test. And this will change many times. So, D.H. Hill is up here. General Hoke, who I am finding out is quite the Confederate officer. So, he's down here. I'm going to set up our Union troops. Kim Metis, famous war gamer and designer of war games, is helping me. So I'm going to get prepared. It's 16 turns, and that's about it. Let's set up the game. Well, here we are. 1865, Kinston, North Carolina. This is the battle before Bentonville. Interesting is this counter represents General Palmer, and right before this battle he is reduced in rank, becomes a division commander from a corps, and General Cox takes over. Now I read Wade Solowski, Lieutenant Colonel, retired. His book's on Wyse Forks, which is phenomenal. And this officer, when he came to meet with the commanding officers of the Union Army in Sherfield, excuse my pronunciation. He brought his wife and kids and all, I believe it was, or a whole mess of staff members, I think, and he didn't know he was going to get reduced in rank and command structure. So, we got a couple specialty counters. Our regular cavalry unit moves 6/6, combat of value 6, movement of 6. They may or may not have had a few brandies or something. They pretty much got captured during the battle. They proved ineffective. And I want to bring out this other counter before we set up. This is my African American enslaved and free African Americans spies. And what this counter does is it gets placed with any leader, and anytime a Confederate unit attacks the leader's stack of units, the spies have warned them, so the Confederates get a -1 in combat. So we're going to start setting up, and I hope this is something I've never tried to do as I get back to play testing and developing games for my little board game company to support historic sites. So our cavalry unit starts here on March 7th. The victory conditions are blow up the noose or have the noose blow itself up, capture this railroad point, and eliminate units. The Confederates roughly have around 90 points of combat value, and the Union Army has around 120. All right. Now, Palmer and all start here, and I'm going to go ahead and have them move. So, roads are half movement. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to pause the camera. I'm going to move them. All right. Well, on turn 1, March 7th, we have the Union have moved. General Cox is in the lead. All these units have a half strength value. Flip them over. And again, everything is a play test. This map is a super play test map. So now on our far flank, we have our cavalry unit. There's a mill up here, and in the book that I read, they sort of get captured in this area. So, but we're going to use them. They get double defense being on a hill. So we're going to just put them here to guard this flank. All right. So our Confederates, all they have to do is hold out. Victory points are the church, the mill, this building here. The plantation doesn't count. Wyse's forks, by the way, are right in here. All right. Our Confederates are going to move, and I'm going to pause the camera. Welcome back, everyone. So I brought our Confederates across here. So I've captured the church. My artillery battery is double defense on the hill. Same with that one. And we are going to move around the flank and see if we can't get General Hoke with a +2. He's quite the leader in this game right now. And again, all these combat values can change. The CSS Neuse, this is swamp. And the rail line should be more straight. But I had some hiccups with my map making ability. And I'm sorry, there we go. The railroad should be straight. And there's the noose. So our Confederates have now moved. Artillery has a range of up to 4. And we're going to have our Confederate batteries. And on our combat rules for artillery, 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this range, it's 2 points and 2. So they have a combat value of a 4. And we roll the 1 with no modifier. And the unit's not on any special terrain. So 1 with 4, 14, nothing happens. Nothing adverse happens to artillery when they're bombarding. Alright, so that is actually turn 1 of March 7th. Well, we are now on turn 2. The Union moved first. Very concerned about this flank attack over here. My cavalry unit is defending. I think I'm going to bring it back to cover this road. The regular zones of control. This is woods. This is a road. So I'm going to set up a defensive line from here. And 1, 2 to cross there. The artillery will move. Artillery is terrible. No. There we go. And we're going to put that unit there. So, there's our Union line. Now we have no reinforcements for the Union, and I'm quite concerned about this Confederate flank attack, but if I put my cavalry unit out here, I'll get surrounded. So next turn, we get a batch of Union reinforcements coming down this road and this road. Let's move our Confederates. So we are going to be very aggressive and bring, I think it's Coleman's brigade of 11 strength points. And Kirkland. And then we're going to take General Hoke. And he's going to go right on there. So we're going to hit this cavalry unit. And we bring this infantry up as a reserve. Okay. So this is how that's playing out. This flank attack did not happen in the battle until the morning of March 8th. I've actually launched it early. Hindsight, because I know they're not coming down yet. The rest of my Confederates need to get prepared for troops coming down here of Union. And hindsight of playing, I'm going to get I'm putting that out there. So I have Confederate cavalry covering the flank. And we're holding the church. And I got a strong line here. And Braxton Bragg, we're going to send him to there. Now the Braxton Bragg counter is a 50-50 die roll if he'll be effective or not. Alright, so we have some Confederate combats. We're going to resolve them. Defensive 12. I got 13. 11 and 4 is 15. So we're at the plus column of a 9 or a 10. And we'll pause. Well, everyone, I rolled a 4. My Union cavalry just got trashed. Even being doubled at 12 points, getting hit by all of this, it caused 1 flip, 2 flips, and then a retreat. So it's gone, and General Hoke will move forward. Now, I use General Hoke in combat. So in leaders, you have to roll a d6, and on a 6, that leader could be killed. And he is not. He is fine. Alright, that's it for our combat. And we'll go to turn 3. So we have Schofield up here along with General Carr, and there's 3 brigades and the division of Carr. They're attacking the North Carolina cavalry, and they should be able to eradicate them quite easily. I have to attack here or fall back, and I'm going to follow these. I'm going to go back behind the stream, and I'll try to link up the best I can. Alright, so I have a little bit of a line. My flank is way out in the open though. That's a leader. That doesn't help. I do not have enough troops to cover this, and my reinforcements have been stopped by the North Carolina cavalry. Well, let's say we resolve that battle. We're going to roll the die, and that's worth 4 points. Oh, I sacrificed my North Carolina cavalry, and so both cavalry units are gone, and they can advance. Okay, there are no Confederate reinforcements, by the way. We got to start our Confederate turn. So, let's see here. We're going to continue our flank attack. 1, 2. I don't have enough movement to get across, and the cannon can't get across. So that's where we're at there. We're holding our line here. Now, if I get between these units and attack here, there's a good chance. Oh, and I'm rolling random on where these appear. Here, here, or here. So that could be an issue also. These Hoke's units could get cut off. So we're going to play it safe, or should we attack? You know, it's near the end of the war. Oh, I don't have enough strength points to attack that. Hoke's got all the good units. We're going to fall back to here. Alright, so the Confederates are done for turn 2. Alright, it's Union turn 3. We're rolling random to see if the Union come in. Before the night turn, they do not. So this is the last turn of March 7th. And then darkness is going to fall. So right now, I know I have a lot of Union troops coming. And we are just going to get lined up here. And I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera while I move the Union troops we're getting near the evening. I don't know. We'll let the camera run. But there we are. So we are set with our Union troops. We have a solid line now, but I have been driven back. The Confederates' turn. Now, I'm going to change our camera angle. Next turn for sure, McHugh, Thor, or 1st Artillery and Ruger comes in. And you have to apologize. I'm still learning about this battle. In fact, I really didn't know it existed. And this game is being made for the battlefield, help save the battlefield if we can, from a highway construction project. And we're also going to be selling these at the CSS Neuse museum. So let's do our Confederate movement. And I've decided to we are going to fall back. So our Confederate troops have fallen back, and that's where we're at. It is pretty interesting play test so far with a little randomness. We're going into the night turn. Well, it's March 7th, the evening hours. All units move 1 hex less. They go from 4 to 3 points of movement. So it's not necessarily a hex, but movement value. And we are going to advance. We're going to just start advancing because the Union do have to there we go. So our Union have advanced. There is no combat in this night turn. Our only casualties are the 2 cavalry units. They were obliterated. And our Confederates are going to move in their night turn. And so the Union can come in here on a 1 or a 2, 3 or 4, 5 or 6. Right now I'm doing this randomly because of the solitaire play test. I want to see more of the mechanics. Mitris has helped me with these. So our Confederates have, boy, we got the rivers covers. We're here. We're in good shape for the Confederates, and the CSS Neuse, we're just going to move it 1 hex. It's got a range of 4, so it can fire out to here. If it gets, it can't get captured. If something moves close to it, we roll a die to see if they scuttle it. If they don't scuttle it, it's worth 3 points if it's scuttled, 5 points if they capture it. So let's move on to our next turn. All right, it's March 8th, the morning. The Union Army is now fully on the field, and they do outnumber the Confederates in combat. Some of these Confederate units are very small, 3 points, 4 points. We are going to find out randomly where this... All right. So the Union, the 1st division's coming in here. And that's not good. Now they can't use road movement in the hex they attack. So that's 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put that there, that there, that there. We're attacking there. So we have a big Union attack on that flank. And then we are going just to advance here. All right, so let's have you take a look at our entire map. You'll see our Confederates are holding out. Our Union line is advancing here. And this is that flank attack. Now, let's get our combat chart and our die. We're going to do this as a 18 and 18. So the column is even up 0. So a 5 or a 6, a 1 is really bad. 6. Nothing happens. They're still engaged in combat. The Confederates on their turn can either counterattack or fall back. So, nothing effective, nothing happened. Well, we are using a combat chart that's a point difference rather than odd value. So this is 26 and 18. This attack is horrible. 18 to 26. And they have the Confederates have a +1. I did not figure out the odds good on this at all. All right, this is a very poor planned attack on the Union. I didn't count up the numbers, and with a 4 that becomes a 3 because of our modified officer leadership. The attacker falls back 1 hex, and they take a loss, which will lose the artillery. We lost some of the guns. We went from a 4 to a 2. We have to check our leader. He is fine. This leader, Hoke, is fine. So our Union attack here was sputtered out. And this is a play test too. We have no idea how this is going. This is the first time of doing a play test. I'm going to turn off the camera here. Well, welcome back, everyone. We are on turn 5. The Confederates are doing a massive attack on this flank. This whole pond area seems to be a big battle over the flanks. So we will continue with the with these attacks. We are 10, 18, 6 and 17, 19. I'm doing the math. I gotta pause the camera. All right, we are back, and we gotta roll on the 7-8 chart, which is a 3, which is defender retreat 2. So 1, 2, and what rules have we written for retreating off the map? Moving off the map is a valid retreat path, but it would be the last resort. So units that do retreat off the map are considered. I have nowhere to go with them. I can't go here, here. That's only 1. So, oh my gosh. So we lost 2 fantastic units, a 10 and an 8. They retreated off the map, and in the rules that we have written right now, they're eliminated. So, lost 2 huge brigades, McHugh and Thorne. My abbreviation is only the first couple letters. And I have no idea if any of you are actually going to watch this video. So that's it for March 8th, turn 5. Pretty poor. Alright. We're going to move on to turn 6. And we'll pause the camera. Alright, our Union have moved up to here. And I am concerned that our double defense in combat could be too much, but that's why we do these play tests. And this game won't even be sent off for a couple more months. And the whole idea of me doing this video tonight, instead of miniatures, was to give someone an idea what it is to play test a board game. And don't forget my own French Indian war games and Brandywine. So we're going to try to take this river. The artillery is worth 8 points. We have 10, 20, 28 with a +1. We are way off there, and It is eliminated. So we had a +1 leader. We got to see if our leader died. He did not. But we have taken... well, that's not good. That the Union have... so Hoke here has the strong units. These units are actually pretty weak. A 5, I think that's a 3 under there. In fact, it's going to get attacked next. This artillery battery is going to fire on the 043, and nothing happens, but by this attacking, this unit can attack there. So 16, 26, 36 against 3, which is a 6. It is just gone with a 3. They take 1 loss. Or gone. And we got DH Hill will be gone. Alright. So we are now taking casualties. That was a pretty... so in our play test right now, our units are evaporating, so our combat chart needs to be adjusted that we're using. And I'm having it on a point value, but I'm not sure if I should switch that to an odds column. But we're doing points right now. And so we have a huge breakthrough. It is the Confederates' turn 6 movement. Braxton Bragg pulls back the artillery battery. We can't let them capture the rail hub. That is really the whole thing here, was to get supplies running. So let's see what happens here. We are there. Our Confederates have they're coming back around to defend the rail hub. CSS Neuse is loading up its long-range guns, because pretty soon it's going to have a target. This unit out here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's lost out in the North Carolina woods. So we finally seem to have some action going in the center, and we're going to turn 7 of March 8th. And all the troops are out. The Union have actually lost quite a bit. We'll pause the camera here. Alright, we are on our turn 8 here. March 8th, turn 8. That sort of confused me for a moment. We have a couple of big attacks. This is a 5 strength point. It's not doubled because of defense. And we have a general leading the attack. And it is Carson, Car, CAR. These are just playtest counters. So it's at a +5. And a 6 is not good with a +5. He falls back 2 hexes. And they move in. And then Braxton Bragg, we have to roll. That leader's fine. Braxton Bragg gives a +1. So this unit's a strength of 5. And it's being attacked by 10, 20, 22 points. It's gone. So, and Braxton Bragg is no longer with us. So, we have a huge line, hole in the Confederate line now. So midday of March 8th, it's getting near late afternoon. The Confederates need to, well, 1, 2, We got the Neuse covering 3-4. That's a swamp here. And this whole area on the map has got to get fixed. The same with, I'm sorry, the map needs to get fixed in here and in here. I have some errors. All right. So, our Confederates have moved here, there. We're going to try to 1, 2, 3, 4. So our Confederates. Now General Hoke's got some strong units. He's going to put that unit there. He's zipping up there. So my Confederate line is defending the rail hub. The CSS Neuse has a target of 2 strength points and does nothing, but it did lob a shell. All right, so let's pause the camera. Well, it's a night turn for the Union, and they are going to just consolidate. They don't move. They lose a point of movement. So just try to. Now I'm going to have to decide. Crossing a stream with a hill. This is 4 points, and artillery only can cross at bridges. So I got to move that. I actually have a piece of artillery that's screwed up. It can't get across. So one. So, and that's what plate testing is for. And I have another gun battery that's messed up. So in the night in North Carolina, my cannons are lost and trapped trying to get over these streams. Sort of funny. North Carolina is known for its pine trees. So our Confederates are. This unit only can move 1. This unit's tying in with the Neuse. And these super strong units. And our Confederates have one heck of a long line. With the Neuse holding the flank, we got Hoke, our North Carolina leader, which I haven't labeled yet. D.H. Hill is dead. Bragg is dead. And this is where we're at, going into turn 10. Or turn 11. Turn 9. Turn 11, March 9th morning. We have just a few turns left, and then we'll count up victory points. So, well, first of all, we're getting within 2 hexes of the Neuse. The Neuse has a weird rule. They don't want it to be captured by the Union. So I have to look at our page for the Neuse that we came up with right now. The CSS Neuse. Okay, anytime a Union unit gets within 2 hexes of the Neuse, the Confederate player rolls on a die, and a roll of a 1 through 5, it's blown up and removed. On a 6, it'll be captured, and the crew abandons it. So, the Neuse has roll the 4. So the Neuse is gone. The Union troops are too close to it, and it decided to call it a day. Historically, that's what the CSS Neuse did. And we are just getting our Union troops in line. And that's as far as that can go. And I'm going to have to talk to Kim with these streams, with these artillery units, it can't cross other than the rivers. I think streams artillery must stop. I'm going to have to see if we can cross that rule there. We don't. I have a rule for this that they stop. I guess next turn they can cross without the bridge. That's why we're babbling here. And a Friday evening, my wife is resting, by the way. So, and we're going to pause the camera for the Confederates. All I did was I moved this 6-unit strength value to this hill for double defense. And I've left everything the way it is. We'll be counting up victory points soon because we are going into March 9th, turn 13. Turn 12, excuse me. All right, the Union need to get through here. And my artillery, 1, 2, we're going to have it cross at 2 points that stop there. So our artillery batteries are here. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can hit this unit here and turn this flank. 10. And we'll put a gun battery there. Okay. So, our only Union attack is here. And it's a 5 against 26. And a 4, defender 2. All right. It flips, falls back 2, and our Union advanced to there. I'm worried that our Union troops are not advancing quick enough. I think I should have made more attacks. But we did turn the flank. It's the Confederates' turn. And we're going into the swamp. 1 turn. And you know, we're only a couple turns away from the end of the game. I'm not gonna risk losing units in a Confederate charge with the rebel yell. And I forgot all about this unit. Well, and it's trapped behind enemy lines, but it moves really slow. We'll attack this artillery battery. Even up. And it's I rolled terrible. It's attack or retreat 1 and lose a step. Well, that was horrible. So we are advancing. Well, we only have 2 turns left. All right, it's March 9th, turn 14, mid-afternoon, and I guess early afternoon, and we're gonna hit there and there, and the Union call out for a full attack. And there we go. We haven't used our spies, our enslaved spy counter much. Just hasn't been brought up. But we have it right here. So we are going to hit this flank. And we're hitting it hard. The Neuse is on fire, by the way. There we go. Okay. So the 10 will attack the 2. Swamps, no effect. And the 3, this unit's gone. And the 10 advances. And then 16, this is a 3. So this Confederate unit here, oh, I gotta see if that leader dies. Oh, we lost a leader. Oops, sorry about that, everyone. Who did we lose? We lost Carr. General Carr died. Okay. So this is a measly 3 being attacked by a 14 and a 9. Oh gosh. So they're gone. The 68th North Carolina, 300 men, along with the North Carolina leader, who I haven't labeled yet, is eliminated. And then 20 points to 28 points. And that's a 6. This takes 3 flips. 1, 2, 3. And then falls back. Pushes them out of the way. So, wow. I don't know if you noticed, but this game, we have a lot of tweaking to do, but I will say some odds and ends issues. So our Confederates, I don't want to lose any more Confederate units, so because we count up the victory points and along with the units. So we are going to head towards Bentonville and go on to, we have 1 turn left, and there we are. The rail hub has been captured. Alright, I'm going to get out my pen and paper and come back to you on this playtest. Let's see who won with our victory point conditions. Alright, welcome back. This playtest was interesting. The first one, we still have a few things to fix, and of course our map's not perfect. Our counters aren't even all labeled correctly, but playing all 16 turns, adding everything up for the mill, the church, the railroad, the CSS Neuse got blown up but not captured. The Union have scored 43 points, and our Confederates have scored 27 for a point difference of 16. So our Union received 16 points, a great victory. So the Union Army has won a great victory in our playtest. The whole idea, according to Mr. Wade Solowski, and I pronounced his name incorrectly, I apologize deeply for that. His book on the Wyse forks, spelled W-I-S-E, and you can go into a long discussion about how the battle is actually spelled, but we won't do that in this video. But we tried to cover feelings of the game. I will say over here we had a bit of that flank attack. I have to iron out the rules for artillery crossing this stream. I have that messed up. They should be able to cross for 2 points. We need to fix that. Of course, all these counters are just what they are for now. They're not labeled correctly with their names as well as they should be, but we'll get that fixed. We got to play several more play tests and tweak the double defense. I'm wondering if they need to be all increased to point values, and some of these strength values on double defense was too much, I think. And right now I'm going to say I hope you enjoyed watching this. This is something totally different on my YouTube channel. I will be doing a lot more YouTube at home on going to be painting the armor for Battle of the Bulge in 54mm scale, and so forth. I got to stay home due to my wife's health issues, so I will not be at Fall-In, the miniature wargame convention, and sadly, all my buddies, the Chucklehead group that I meet with on Saturdays, I won't be able to meet up with them for a while either. But that's about it. Please consider doing your own research on this battle. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous. Thank you for watching. And if I get a lot of negative comments that a playtest video is really boring, I won't do another one.